Okay, guys. Good morning, man. It's Friday, man. We got a little bit of rain last night. They were saying it might rain today, but we gotta do what we do, man. Do what we do. So yeah. I gotta pick Katie up, $1 Million Street, and then we are well, that's the day, you know. We do gotta hit the bushes over there. So, but us hitting the bushes doesn't pay anymore for the guys that, you know, for the guys that work for me. I don't pay more because we do on this particular thing, because usually we get over here and we'll do all 4 of the properties, and last time we were done before 12. So and I pay just like I pay if we got done at 1, so, or 2. So today will probably it'll probably be more like 1 o'clock, and I'll pay the same as I did last time, and the time before, and the time before. It's 7:25, so, you know, I try to do everything I can to get done, you know, to get started early so we can get done early, right? So get on up and out of here before the damn traffic hits. Goes to school, and yeah, easy peasy, love it. Started a little bit earlier, but we got, I mean, because Zach will probably spend about 20 minutes doing the bushes with the new hedge trimmers that I got. So I had old dude come back in the comments talking about that, you know, when I talk about the $1 Million Street, they ain't no real millionaires. Well, what's a real millionaire? How do you fake, you know, being a millionaire living in a $1 million house? Well, how do you fake a $1 million house or $1 million street? I mean, the guy just steady comes in my videos and making just some dumb comments, man. Dude, please read your comment before you hit send. I mean, because I don't know, man. I don't know what he means by that. I call it the $1 Million Street because the streets, all the houses on the street are $1 million houses or more. The properties are, that's why it's just a nickname that I don't know, that I came up with, instead of calling it, you know, well, I got to go do Miss Johnson, Miss Harry, Miss Fitzgerald, and Miss Boo Boo. You know, I just call it the $1 Million Street, and everybody knows what that implies. Just like I call the bamboo site and the bamboo site. I ain't doing bamboo over there all the time, but it's still, I still call it that. Thing to come out, he couldn't think of anything to come out with, right? He couldn't think of anything to say negative about the video, you know. But so he had to. Yeah, some folks just dumb, man. They are. They think they ain't, but that's usually the ones that really are. So, I don't know, man. I just know what, y'all. I got some grass to cut today, and I'm gonna make about 1,100 today. And I'm gonna be home sitting on the couch at 2 o'clock with the Sammy and the pup. That's right. And I'm gonna try not to bust a sweat today because it's 70 degrees. All right, y'all, so we got this one done. We got this one about halfway done. And we're making pretty good time over here. I went on an edge, both of these, with the edge, with the stick edge, or the Red Max driveways. We don't have to edge it like that every time, but I mean, it was looking pretty bad, and it's a lot easier because then when Zach weed eats or whatever, he doesn't have to walk up and down the driveway. So that means he can have the weed eater on the mower with him, like we always do, and he can weed eat anywhere, and you don't have to worry about, you know, walking too far or whatever from the mower. But when you're cutting big properties, you want to minimize your walking. If you just got one big property, well, that's different. But when you're cutting 4 acre sites, yeah. So This one right here paid $250. This one paid $250. The one over there pays $300, and the one in the cul-de-sac pays $300. So it's $1,100 day. Plus today we got extra because we did the bushes. So it's gonna be, and then I'm gonna spray on this one and on that one. So that's another 60 to 30 and 30. And then the bushes over here were 50. So 30, 30, and 50 is 110. So $1,210 is the minimum that we'll make today. And if I get down there to the cul-de-sac and I see it needs spraying or whatever, then yeah, I'm gonna be wanting to do that. So and that'll be another $30. So yeah, the spray really has helped over here. So yeah, y'all. All right, y'all. So man, we're making really good time. Wow, it ain't even 11 o'clock yet, and I would venture to say they're halfway done with the third one. And it's wet too, so, but it's not real tall. There is a sweet spot, and we're in the sweet spot right now, y'all. Gonna do a little bit of spraying over here. I see ivy growing all up on the walls of that Virginia creeper. That Virginia creeper creeping, y'all. It's creeping. Katie's getting really good on that mower, man. She's freaking balling out on that mower. She's not leaving no clumps, man. See, that's gold, man. That's money. That's money, man, for real. Not no clumps. We got to cut this back 40, man, next time for sure. Well, the way dude acted, man, when I was over there at his other property that me and Zach cleaned up and I lost money on, the way he acted when I was over there, man, made me, you know, I'm not even, you know, yeah. He was acting like yeah, I ain't even gonna go in. I'm here today. I got the back 40 on the list for the next cut. See, they texted me this morning. See, they think that they texted me 45 minutes ago. See, you got to plan for that, man. I can't just. They know what day I come, man. Come on, man. See, they think that they the only customers I got. Yeah, man. I don't know what they're gonna say, man. These are the type of people that say, well, just don't even do it. None of ours today. Just wait. They don't care if I make money out here or not, man. They could care less. I just told them that I got it on the list for the next cut. See, they like to play a lot of games, man. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna last working for them because of the way they are. They've never really hired a lawn guy, you know, before. And they got properties that require you to hire somebody. They don't live in the same world that I live in. They don't, you know, they'll come out and say, hey, well, you think you could do the bushes today? And the bushes will be like, you know, a 2-day job. You got to be able to plan a little bit, man. If I can't plan, then I'm not wanting to do it. For me to cut the back 40s over here, I need to bring a fourth person, and I need to bring another mower. See, it'd be really hard to cut it today, man. It's so wet. It would look terrible. But see, I ain't got time to be waiting on her to call me back or whatever. It don't matter, man. I'm probably not gonna be able to, I mean, if they insist, I might have to pay everybody more money, but I don't want to do them today. They're not on the list for today. You got to train these stupid customers, man. You can't just cut these fields with just. You got to have a lot more resources, man. And the next time I come, it'll be a lot easier because it will be a little cooler and everything won't be growing so hardcore. She's not returning my text. You can't text me the morning of talking about, can you do the back 40? See, I didn't want to say anything about the back 40 after the way they acted when me and Zach was over there at the other property, where they didn't want to pay me. Hell, they only wanted to pay $150, and I got $80 wrapped up in fuel. And once after that conversation I had with them, that made it where I wasn't going to ask them to cut the back 40. You know, because they don't, you know, he don't want to pay. I mean, I cut every other Friday. I'm over here every other Friday. You know, I know, and these properties are lucrative, and I know, and for me anyway, because I know them. But for them to get somebody else like me, they're gonna have a hard time, because hell, sometimes it takes them a week to pay me with Zelle. Like, I just got the money from the last cut just about 3 days ago, and you know, yeah. And see, people with big money, they don't like to be told what to do about the lawn guy. They don't like that shit, and they'll cut their own nose off to spite their face. They'll have somebody else out here, and they'll have to pay them more money. They'll have to pay. Ain't nobody else gonna be able to come out here and cut these properties for what I'm cutting them for. Not because they're not doing the other two. See, I'm doing 4 properties over here, so I can do them a lot cheaper. Somebody else, they're gonna see how these properties are, and they're gonna be like, they might cut it one time, but they're gonna want big money. See, with me, you got to take the good with the bad, you know. Not a lot of bad though, because I mean, I'm here every 2 weeks cutting these big ass properties, man. But I ain't got time to be sitting there waiting on them. So, yeah, I got to get to it, y'all. All right, y'all. So, they started getting a little attitude when I told them I couldn't do the back 40. So I'm gonna try to meet them in the middle. I told them that well, what they were trying to do was trying to knock me out of the regular cut today. See, and I don't, because that's what they were going to do. They were going to just have me not do the regular cut and come back in 2 weeks and do it all. See, they couldn't have done that on this property. We was already started before I got the message. But that's what they were going to pull some old crazy shit like that. I know they was. That's what they were going to do. So what I told them, I beat them to the punch. So what I told them, I said, we can cut this back 40 down here, but we can't cut that one. So, and since people that pay me live in this house, he owns both houses, but he don't live in the other one. So that'll give us a little extra money today, and I'll pay everybody extra, you know. It needs it bad. It's bad. I mean, it's really bad. I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to tackle that before we do anything. We're just going to put 3 mowers back there and just go. And then one by one, I'll pull them off of that. See, all the bushes down here need doing. See, but he texted me back and said, yeah, that sounds fair, man. Because they know that they gave me some real short notice there. You know. I mean, I'm doing the best I can with these properties, man. You know, with these 2 properties they got, but you know, they're pretty difficult to deal with. So, yeah, I gotta cut some places apart, man. Y'all see how thick this is? Look. Okay, y'all, 1:45 and we're done. We did pretty good. You know, like I was telling y'all, they wanted me to do the back 40, so we decided, because we made such good time earlier, we decided that we would do one of the back 40s. So you can add $300 onto the day. So we had about, well, I did a lot, man. I don't have, you know, I'll invoice everything when I get home. So right around $1,350, $1,400, somewhere right around in there today, and it's not even 2 o'clock. Some days be like that, you know. Now, if I were to take that $1,400 and do something stupid with it, well, then that ain't great money. But I don't normally do dumb things with my money. So we lost a blade on one of the mowers, which means we lost the blade bolt and the spline piece. I saw the blade and I was like, man, but we were following each other around the around that field, and Katie was behind me. If she'd have been in front of me, I'd have noticed it, because her whole middle blade was missing. Not for long, because I saw it on the ground in that thick grass, you know, on the very next pass. So yeah, and I tell you what, we did good with the yards. They're looking really good, because they were real wet this morning, man, and that ain't cool, man. When they're real wet and you're cutting big acres, man, and the sun ain't out, and it ain't gonna get warm, it's pretty hard to freaking deal with all the clumps. So you gotta kind of pick the deck up a little bit. You know, another day, another dollar. I mean, but after today, what we did today, everything is going to be a lot easier now moving forward. Francisco called me this morning. I missed a call from him. So, let's see, he's probably going to be wanting to come out here and work. See, I don't really understand everything that's going on with Francisco, but I'm going to tell you what I think. And, you know, y'all can blame me, blame him, whatever. So, Francisco is used to working a lot of hours, okay? Like, he worked in the restaurant game, you know, for, well, many years, right? But he worked a lot of hours. I mean, he was working 70 hours a week, you know, and, you know, which I mean, if you work 70 hours a week, you're gonna make good money if you're freaking making a minimum wage, because you're gonna get overtime, and then, you know. So when he came out here to work with me, he was, well, let me back up. So he worked in the restaurant game for many years. So when COVID hit, the restaurant game went under, right? He couldn't make no money in the restaurant business. He couldn't, no matter what, you know. They didn't want to give him the hours. Hell, he didn't even have a job. So, and a lot of that still rings true today. A lot of the restaurants have not bounced back. Some of them never will. And so when he came out here to work, the whole thing was, okay, I'm not gonna pay by the hour, but he's so used to getting paid by the hour and working a lot of hours. Well, I didn't have a lot of hours for him to work. He was the second guy out here. I wasn't, you know, I'm not gonna work 60 or 70 hours a week, you know, and pay a guy. So what I think, and I don't know, Francisco didn't like, this is what he didn't like, and he hadn't told me this is what I think, based on the conversation I've had with with one of his buddies. So, for instance, if we work, like, for instance, today, sometimes we can get done with this property at 12 o'clock, or those properties at 12 o'clock, right? and I pay a certain amount of money. But I pay a certain amount of money for those properties to my labor, no matter what. Okay? So we'll say $140 for those properties, right? That's what I pay the help. So, or $130. I can't, yeah. We'll say $130. That's what I pay on nothing. If the guys want to do more, well, we can get done there and we can do more and they can make more money. But when I do the list, I'm doing it based on what that job's paying. So I pay $130 for that property. So if we do it one week and we get done at 11:30, 3 hours, I pay Francisco $130. Well, the next week, if something happens, or the next time we go over there and cut it, we might be over there till 1. And Francisco's brain is telling him, well, if we're here till 1 and I made $130 and we were here till 11:30 and now we're here till 1, I should make more than the $130. But see, that's not how I do it. Right or wrong, that's not how I do it. You're gonna still make the $130 because the business is not making any more money. It's just taking longer for whatever reason. Could be a lot of different reasons. Had to string a weed eater 2 times. I had to double cut it because it was so thick. Had to do extra weed eating over there because the spray didn't work. Got started a little bit later. All these things that are, it don't really matter. Because the business is still making the same amount of money. The only way that I will pay you guys more money is if we do more work and the business generates more money. For instance, today, I told Zach $130. And I told Katie I'd give her $100, she just come sit on a mower. Okay? So, they were good with that. Katie don't have to get off the mower, and usually we can get done before 12. So, she'll make, roughly $25 an hour. Zach will make roughly $35 an hour. So while we were there, they texted me, right? And was saying, hey, honey, we want you to cut the back 40. So the business was making more money, right? So I ran it by Zach and Katie. I said, look, if y'all want to do this extra cut, this extra work over here, it's going to pay more money, I'll bump y'all up a little bit, right? And they were like, they looked at the weather, and they both have cut the back 40 before, so they both knew what it would entail, and so that's so they made more money than what they normally would have. We spent a little more time, but not much. But they understand that you got to take the good with the bad when you're working in that situation. Now, there are some times when things come up that I will pay more money. That's outside of the control of the guys or whatever, But not often. Once I see what the business is making that day, then I tell everybody what they're making that day. Ain't got nothing to do with how much time we're out there. And Francisco just can't get that past that. He can't get past, he thinks that if he made 150 in 3 hours, then if we work 4 hours, he should make more. Because his brain is set for hourly rate. The way I'm doing it is, well, if you made 150 in 3 hours, count your lucky stars and take the good. So then when you work 4 or 5 hours for that same amount of money on the same jobs, the same everything, the business is making the same, and it's taking you, an hour and a half longer, you still gonna make that same $150. That's what pay for performance is. I don't pay more money because it takes us longer. It's ridiculous. Not when I know about how long it should take us. I know that we can do all 3 of those properties, me and 2 people, all 3 of those properties in roughly three and a half hours. I know that. If it takes us 5 hours, like it did today, give or take, then that's not good. But see, today we made more money because we added more work, added more money making work onto the day. Does that make sense? I hope I'm explaining it right. I know I'm going to have some critics come in there and say, you can't do that, but you can, and I do, and I will, and that's how it is. I'll pay a guy based on the amount of money that the business makes. I don't know. But see, I think that Francisco's buddy kind of explained it to him, and Francisco's seeing now, oh, because if I did it another way with Francisco, where we were working, we'll just say I'm never going to do it. So we're working 8 or 9 hours a day. Well, if we were doing that, then he wouldn't have been able to work at the restaurant at night. So you got to weigh that. I think he's seeing now what I'm saying because his pocket's probably hurting a little bit. That's why he calls me. He's calling me. He called me twice. Because somehow, some way in his head, he felt like he was getting wronged. But when you think about it, it's not. I mean, it's great pay, I think. I don't know, man. And Francisco will probably come out here and work some. But as of this moment right now, it ain't nothing regular because, well, it ain't that I don't trust him, but I don't trust him. As far as, setting me up, man. I never in a million years would have thought that he would have, left in the middle of the summer and been gone for 6 weeks and then dodge my calls. And I mean, we done made it through now. I don't feel any obligation. Hate to say it like that, but I don't. If he had stuck with me through the summer and in the heat and the good and the bad, then I would be more obligated to try to make sure he had work during the winter. I'm not obligated now. I don't feel any obligation whatsoever. None, zero. You can't come out here and work when you want to, make good money, then just stop working and then think that I'm going to be loyal. I could afford to pay Francisco through all the way through the sun, all the way through the winter if I want to, but I don't want to, and I'm not. If a job comes up and I need some help, I call him. If he answers, cool. If he don't answer, well, cool. Now maybe when we get into the spring of next year, maybe we could try it again. I'm just telling y'all my thinking, and I'm just telling y'all my thinking. I ain't saying I'm right. I'm just telling you that that's what I'm thinking, and I don't see that thinking changing, because I feel a certain type of way about leaving me in the summer like he did. Great worker, good guy, I love me some Francisco, but I mean, damn. And I do feel a certain type of way because I told Francisco, me and Francisco had a lot of conversations about money and about I told him, I said, well, since he was older, I felt like we could be more transparent than I can with some of the younger guys. And I told him, I said, dude, if you ever have a problem with the money, just please tell me. I straight up said that to him. Straight up. That ain't why he went to Mexico. I don't really I know that he did, and he ain't working for the restaurant up here either. So I don't know about all that. But I'm just talking about, this is just what I think that he was thinking, you know, based on what folks were telling me. All right, man. Deuces, y'all. Deuces.